Hello, everybody, and welcome back to The New Nasty Boys. I'm your co-host this morning, afternoon, evening, ever decide to watch or listen to this thing, Billy DeVore, and sitting next to me are my co-hosts,
Jake Paulson.
And Chris Weir. What's up, Nasty Nation? Welcome back to the Fart Dungeon. We're here. We're stinky. We're making it smell worse. And you're here, too.
You're here. You made it. Congratulations. And if you notice anything different, we got mic stands to hold, so we don't have to hold the mics anymore. Now I feel like Spencer Steer in that commercial. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And then and new lights, so we look professional. And I've had White Castle for 2 straight meals.
Mm-hmm. And
Professional.
Underneath, we also have stirrups for our legs. You can't see that yet, but that'll come in handy.
Yeah, Amazon delayed the shipment on the Spurs, too. So we can really giddy up out here. Also, so you know, we are recording this before the game on Sunday because a 4:10 start really screws everything up. So I'm going to the game, so I was like, well, we got to do it before the rubber match. I know everyone's going to be like, oh, tell us what happened in the game. It's why we listen. Sorry. You're missing it. You can thank the flying pig and the people who make running their personality.
Did you make the sign-up list this year for the marathon?
I did. Sadly, I did not make the list.
I didn't either. I keep trying every year to make it. Gosh darn it. Again.
They wouldn't give you a tight 3?
They wouldn't. I was like, just let me do 3 out there. I got a real tight thing. I was walking around in my foil jacket, my blanket, all wrapped up.
Yeah. Oh, I was carrying out I was carrying an antenna too. I was waiting for lightning to come get me. Yeah. Really start this engine, but that's not going to happen. As always, this show is brought to you by Cincy Light. Cincy Light, the spirit of Cincinnati. Cincy Light is a refreshingly crisp lager brewed in partnership with Cincy Reigns, benefiting student athletes. This easy drinking classic is the perfect way to celebrate the Queen City. Raise a toast to triumph that the red and black shall reign. Cincy Light beer is available year-round in 12-packs, 24-packs, on draft, and tall cans, because that's the real taste of Cincinnati Daddies. I'll tell you that right now. They're at my gas station. It's a problem. I'm brown bagging it, baby. It's tight. Yeah. I'm just trying to fit in with my neighbors, you know, brown bagging and just cut the grass.
You got to do it, man. It's actually pretty. If you ever cut the grass with a beer,
it's very
you
satisfying.
really got to do that. That's when you feel like a real American.
Yeah.
It's like I own land and I drink during the day. Come at me.
Come at me. You know
I
what?
pay taxes, damn it.
Yeah, property taxes, bitch. You know what I do is I pay someone to cut the grass, and then I stand and watch them while I drink a beer.
Ooh, wow.
Late stage capitalism.
That's the American dream right there.
Yeah, it is.
Very regal of you.
Thank you. Yeah, they do call me the Duke of Burnett Avenue.
They call you a lot of other things, too.
Yeah, they
Duke
do.
is the only one they let you hear.
Yeah. I don't want to know please tell me the other ones. I don't know if my neighbors, they don't listen to this. Which is also fine. How was your week?
It was good. It was nice. A bit of a different thing. Shout out to my nephew, Cow. Just beat cancer. Super cool. Which is really fun. Yep. And then we got to hang out. Had no more chemo party, which coincided on Derby Day. And I'm not sure if you know, but trauma bonding and horses pairs very well with bourbon. It was a great ceremony, great celebrating thing, and people really got loose.
That party was neat and up.
Yeah, it was very much, man. I got to the point where I was roughhousing the kids. I was playing basketball inside. I was the problem. I have bruises I can't explain.
Hopefully the kids don't have those bruises either.
They should. I was going hard in the paint.
I was boxing out. They're in rough shape.
Yeah, I was getting punched in the kidney by these kids. Like, it wasn't their first time going with low blows, man.
Dude, your kiddies are doing double time. They're taking actual blunt trauma and then bourbon trauma.
Yeah, inside and outside, I was getting worked over the kids' kidneys.
Ooh, I just felt it in my back today, right?
Oh, yeah, man. This is it's not terribly early, but I could have slept all day. That's how great I felt.
Oh, dude. Those are some of my favorite Sundays. Just like, you know what? I'm sleeping 16 hours.
Yeah, in this bourbon haze.
Oh, but then you still wake up Monday morning, you're like, I didn't really force any of it out of my system. So it's still floating around.
Oh, I'll be taking care of that later. We might have to pause.
Good thing that bucket's next to you.
Oh, thank God. Yeah, we need to upgrade the buckets. We got holes in our seats here. It's pretty fun. When you hear splash, just understand we're doing all right.
Thanks to Cincy Light, they also bought the Glade-scented garbage bags for us for our puke buckets.
Oh, man, we need to get sponsored by some bidets.
Dude, I got a Toto bidet, another one. Mm-hmm. So now I have 3 bidets in the house.
Oh, wow.
Dude, and I haven't installed it yet, but we got on Bid FTA. It retails for like $500. Got it for $130.
Was it gently used?
Dude, aggressively
We
used.
paid more.
We pressure washed it.
We'll pay more for it. Yeah. They pressure washed it with another bidet.
Hold on, we got to get the Tushy. That one's got more strength to it. Because the Tushy's got the side turn for when you need to use it. So it just feels like you're revving up a John Deere.
Okay, no matter what shape of your brown eye, they got you covered.
You're cutting grass and letting out ass. That's what you're doing. So now we've got one for each toilet, and now I have no reason to leave my house.
That was it?
Yeah.
It was the bidet on every toilet?
Yeah.
Living the dream, man. Do you think that you are jaded now when you poop in public?
Dude, I don't do it anymore.
Okay, if I got a bidet, I for sure would I rarely poop in public if I don't have to.
Sure.
Because why would you if you could be back at your home with all your stuff and everything, feel a lot more comfortable. I don't like people looking at me. Also, I poop in urinals, so people kind of stare at me a bit. Oh, you're putting your zin in there. I'm just putting my turds. We're each not right, okay? Stop looking at me.
I've girdled up my browns here. Yeah. Dude, you gave me a look.
You never poop in public anymore?
No, I will hold. I have planned, like, I've got my cycles down to a science.
I don't. Do your bowels have cycles? I've seen what you eat. I don't know if you're keeping anything regular.
Yeah, I do have a cycle where it's like after I eat, I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
So you're just always full. You put something new in, you gotta flush it out.
Yeah. It's just like a tube of toothpaste.
Yeah. My insides convulse, and then I have to make brown. It's a normal, healthy man.
Yeah, it's just, I live a certain way, and I've adjusted my toilets to be appropriate to that lifestyle.
Right? I wake up in the middle of the night screaming, and I have to run to the bathroom.
I scare my dog. Mm-hmm. The cat runs away because I'm going, oh no!
Like Frankenstein in the middle of the night trying to get to the bathroom.
Oh, dude! And then now I'm sweating because we put a hurting on a Friday.
Yeah.
Leisha was out of town, so it was boys' weekend, which means end up chatting with people until 6 a.m. about baseball and drinking a lot.
A whole bottle of sake. I still feel it.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time I had sake.
It did not suck.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
It was really good. Yeah, Graham brought it over, and it was just rice wine, and we're just passing it around, and then we finished a couple, like a bunch of 6-packs and a 12-pack of Cincy Light, and then we were like, we should go take this on the road.
Yeah, let's take this show on the road.
Yeah, we need to show people our work.
We are crushing it in here.
Robbing the public of this entertainment.
Yeah. So you guys went out and about to the bars after?
We did. We went to Milton's, which normally you end at Milton's. We started there. Then we went to Motor, and then we went back to my place and watched condensed games. Yeah.
Till 6 a.m.
Boys being boys.
Yeah.
Boys. It was great. And then we made my Coney yesterday.
Yeah?
Yeah.
A little late on the public here. I know I think you dropped it.
I did not drop. Oh, I did drop it. I dropped it on Saturday. It comes out every Saturday. But
okay.
It was the St. Louis Slinger Dog. It was dog, hash browns, chili, nacho cheese, onions,
arrogance,
fried egg, cheddar cheese.
That sounds rad. I'm a big supporter of putting eggs on your foods, like especially like burgers and hot dogs for garnishes, because runny yolk, ooh, so good.
Just seals it all in.
Yeah. It's a nice coagulant for all the flavor, and it's a good mode of transportation for hot sauce, and I love breakfast. It's like probably like my favorite thing to eat.
Agreed. I am like Ron Swanson when it comes to breakfast. Give me all of the bacon you have, and I don't think you understand me. All of it.
I'm that way with Geta.
Oh,
Give me all of your Geta. Don't ask questions and leave the bathroom door unlocked.
Just give me the key now.
Give me the key. Actually, I got to go to Billy's. I got to use one of his 3 bidets.
Yeah.
And what did you think of it?
I thought it was delicious. I'm glad I was in on that one. Some of the other iterations didn't sound nearly as good to me. But yeah, nothing wrong with a breakfast dog, just full of chili. It was delicious.
The nacho cheese with the chili and oh my gosh, it was so good. It was
And the runny egg. Just like a cement mixer. It was good. Great way to knock out a hangover.
Dude, I was sweating.
Yeah, I thought he had gotten out of the shower.
Did you just get out of the shower?
Yeah.
No, why?
No, my body kicked into overtime. I'm editing it. I'm editing the video. My hands are in my face, leaned over the laptop, going, fuck. And we got through it.
Yeah.
And then we went to the game last night.
Hell yeah. That was a good one to go. Well, no,
No.
not that one. No, I was thinking of the Hunter Green one.
No, that was Friday where we were watching from the couch, just like, we could have got pizza. Oh, wait, we still ordered pizza anyway. Who gives a shit? We ordered Papa John's, though. It's great. It was great. I don't
got a problem.
Okay, great. I've gotten food poisoning from Papa John's 3 times, and I'm still like, I will take the gamble.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Same with Chipotle. It doesn't matter what you do to that food. I'm going to keep coming back.
You gave people E. coli? Awesome. There's a chance where I get some time off of work.
As long as there's not an upcharge for it, I'm good.
Yeah, lines got shorter, baby.
So you added E. coli to the guac? That's why it's a quarter more? Okay. Not a tariff? All right, fine. Okay. So yeah, we had a good run. We had a good one, and then today I'm going to the game, and Jake is prepping for his transition to his new shift.
Yeah, 3rd shift. I'm so excited.
Sound like it, buddy.
Yeah. Just go and try and sleep during the daytime. Woo!
I can see you like acclimating well to that.
I've done it before. I worked 3rd shift for like 7 years, and
Yeah.
I mean, you just get used to always being tired, and then you're fine after that.
Yeah. You just wreck your life.
Yeah.
And then once you adjust, you're like, hey, it could always be worse.
You just develop a crippling caffeine addiction. Good to go.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. That's when you're like a sommelier of all the energy drinks. Yeah. Because I remember coming to visit you when you were still doing on 3rd shift when you were in Seattle, and you're like, have you had this unicorn bang yet? I'm like, I've never heard of it. He's like, oh, it's amazing.
It's delicious.
It's top 5 on the spreadsheet. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I've got a spreadsheet. It's, full of microplastics. That's item line 1.
We're going to start picking up on the microphone, your teeth like clenching together.
Yeah.
It's like, what is this? Like a train in the distance? No, it's his molars collapsing.
Over time, we just see his front teeth shrink on a time lapse.
And his Cincy just turns into Monster.
Yeah.
Jake's been bringing a lot of white cans here. Yeah. Oh, man, that's fantastic. Well, hopefully this doesn't last that long.
No, it shouldn't.
It should not.
Yeah, just a few months.
Yeah, once they figure out what type of employee you are, it's not going to be too long.
Yeah.
This guy brought his own bidet to put in the company bathroom.
Promoted!
Promoted. First shift.
Promoted to 1st shift.
First shift, because you know how to make a 2nd shift. I'm mad at myself for that one. So let's talk about what we came for. Let's talk about some baseball. How's that sound? But first, we're going to talk about baseball uniforms. The full drop for the Miami City Connect happened, and the White Sox City Connect happened. When we saw the leaks, I was not for the White Sox one. I thought it was kind of and I was hyped for the Miami one. Now we see the hats. Completely different camps. I love the White Sox one now. That hat is awesome with the black pinstripes, and the Miami hat is terrible. It looks like something you would get at a gas station.
Yeah, it does seem like something they hand out to people like after they went through like some sort of horrific thing. Maybe, like they're refugees coming from a different country. It's like, hey, you're going to need this. It's fine. It's government issued. Yeah, they really dropped the ball. I mean, why just throw it back to that big Miami M? dude. Like you said it before. What is it? What'd you say the 305 looks like on the hat?
SOS. It's a call for help.
Yeah.
I think that's great. And also, like, to the Chicago, I think the hat looks nice, and I do think it is a cool concept. However, it's still that thing of, like, hey, we used to put out better products on the field. It's what they're, like, showing, but still, that is going to sell. That is a cool uniform. But I think if you were on that baseball team and part of that franchise, you're thinking, like, man, we don't got a lot to show for this.
I mean, the ad promoting on Instagram was all Bulls highlights of Michael Jordan and how good they were.
Yeah. It's just Jerry Reinsdorf trolling everyone that he only cares about the Bulls.
Yeah. And that he was like, I'm not spending so much money we're gonna have a fourth title.
Yeah.
Those are actually recycled Chicago Bulls uniforms, so they spent nothing on this.
Yeah, they're old Dennis Rodman sweat rags from his benders in Vegas.
Hell yeah, you can actually see the purple hair dye kind of on some of them there.
Yeah, he's got his nipples pierced.
Hell yeah.
So, yeah, I just want to touch on it's such a bummer because the Marlins one looks so cool, and then you look at that hat, and it truly is a giveaway hat. It's so disappointing. It's a jumbled mess, just like the Brewers hat.
Mm-hmm. They got a lot of stuff going on there. It is hard to read, and also they had that gradient going across the bill that it took me a minute to even notice. Yeah, they could have kept it like simple. They could have had a black hat with that bright pink, and they have the swordfish going through it or whatever. But yeah, doesn't look fun.
Overthought it. I'm with you. The sleeve patch would have sold it, but instead they totally screwed the pooch.
Yeah, and they could have had a bill like being that teal or that pink, and it would have been snappy.
Yeah, I think that this is the trend, though, is you're going to see that tie-dyed kind of bill because you saw it with the Giants. And it worked with the Giants one. Mm-hmm. This one, it feels kind of forced. What do you think?
I mean, they were just trying to have a little too much fun with that hat. There's a lot going on with it.
Scale back the fun, Miami.
Yeah.
Come on.
Hey, put the 100 down. Get your head in the game.
Yeah, come on.
Come on.
Unroll that 100.
Unroll it.
Easy. Not all ideas are great.
Not all ideas are great. Amen. Amen to that one. Mm-hmm. So, all right, let's launch into the Reds, not including Sunday night's game. I want to reiterate, I will be there. So we had to do this before. Anyway, the Reds split with the Cardinals, and we got the rubber match that's about to happen. If it wasn't for that rain and throwing the Reds out of whack, that doubleheader day was brutal for the Redlegs. They just looked out of sorts in almost every phase of the game. I think they would have taken 3 out of 4. But so far at this point, we'll see what happens with the Nats. What do you think? Like, if they just look so lost in the doubleheader.
Yeah, it wasn't fun conditions to be playing in, and also, too, they were on a rhythm going into that, so I think that maybe had something to do with it, just disrupting it just a tad, as well as having to call up, just kind of the shuffling things around a little bit, which is not what you want to do when people are on a roll. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it was kind of hard to really get much info from that doubleheader.
Yeah. What do you think?
I mean, they had 18 innings, and they scored 1 run. They clearly weren't feeling it that day. It was a bad day for baseball, and unfortunately, they had to play 2.
They had to play 2, yeah. So when you have to double down and you're out of it, not great. So, Who Reigned this week? Brought to you by Cincy Light. Cincy Light, the spirit of Cincinnati. The Bullpen, they reigned this week. They had a 35 consecutive batters retired streak, the longest since 1961. Some have viewed this bullpen as a weakness, but after setting a record that's older than my parents, I would say that's a strength. How much better can these guys get?
Well, if they can hold it out to the length of my parents' age, then that's what I'm waiting for. No, this is amazing. Also, they are starting to gel together, I feel, and learning their roles, and Ashcraft is thriving.
Yeah.
So I'm so stoked on this, and what once was a concern going into the season, oh my goodness, what's going to happen with our closer, Diaz, those questions, that seems so far in the rear view mirror. I know we're kind of on the precipice of this, but I'm very comfortable when we call to the bullpen.
Yeah.
Which is the first time in years been able to say that. I mean, we haven't had a bullpen that's good in 5 or 6 years. So it's nice to see they are really feeling it right now. which is great because we've had a few starters with, rough out of the gates. So as long as the bullpen stays strong, still very confident any given day with the pitching.
Yeah. And when you have 35 consecutive batters in a row, any given day, when you run them together, that's pretty nice. Suter, 3 2/3, no hits, 2 Ks. Lyon Richardson came up and went right back down, but he gave us 3 innings, no hits, 2 Ks. Ashcraft, 3 innings pitched, no hits, 4 Ks. And then Rogers, 1 inning pitched, 1 K. And Luis May, 1 inning pitched, 1 K. That's how you string them together.
Yep.
You love to see it. And we were talking about this at, 4:30 in the morning on Saturday. We haven't seen a pen this good since 2012.
Yeah.
There's a lot of pieces, and they're only going to get better. And we saw that with Luis May in his 2 appearances already. So we're going to say they reigned. Even though Hunter Greene had a dominant performance, you got to give it up to the pen. When you set a record, you give it to him. So great job, boys. We're all real proud.
Feel proud of you. It's so good.
You did it. Now the haters can stop hating for a little bit.
Yeah.
You
Also, I was just going to say, on top of like the bullpen doing well, if the starting pitching continues to trend in the direction that we think it will, and also too when some arms get healthier to kind of stabilize things more, I feel that this puts teams in a situation where, in years past, it's like, okay, we'll get through the starters. And then we'll get the starter out. We'll be able to, tack on runs when the bullpen comes in. But now it seems like you're going to have to get a bit more desperate and make teams try and force things a bit more. So I think that's just another level that the Reds will be adding to what's difficult about playing them.
Totally, 100%. And it shows like you could score 4 or 5 runs, which is something we're worried about with this team, and you'll win because you can lock it down from when the gates open and someone comes out.
Stoked.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
You got anything?
I mean, nothing that we haven't covered. They've been looking great. Like, it's just really exciting. It's so exciting to have a good bullpen for the first time in a decade.
Yeah.
Like,
where we see someone get DFA'd and we're like, maybe we could put him in the pen. We don't have to do that and trick ourselves anymore.
Right. And it can get even stronger, too. I mean, if that's what Lyon Richardson looks like out of the pen, then I don't even know why you even bother starting him anymore. Like, he looked great.
Yeah.
The stuff played up. It was fantastic. Luis May has been doing pretty good up here. And, yeah, you still got Maxwell down in the minors. He's been taking a beating recently. But, like, if he can put it together, that's just another bullet in the gun.
Chase Burns, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Late season Chase Burns. I mean, he has been filthy so far after the promotion, so...
And hopefully Rhett Lauder, too, when he gets healthy. I mean, you forget he was a starter last year.
And don't forget about Sam Maul.
Yeah.
If he gets it together, he's a great lefty and a guy who sweeps you out of the box, So there are so many options and there's so much depth. You're hyped and you see him put it together and you go, fantastic. Thank you. We appreciate it. And this is going to be a strength moving forward, not a weakness. Throw that shit in the trash. Done talking about it in a negative way. Let's look at the boys when they, small siege, no big deal. Let's look at how our starters did this week. Nick Martinez, 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 5 hits, 2 walks, 3 Ks, 6 whiffs. Yikes. 76 pitches. Changeup still wasn't that great, but you know what? 6 innings pitched in a run, you take that 5 times out of 5.
Yeah. That's all we need from Nick Martinez. He doesn't have to go out there and be an ace. Like, just keep us in these games.
Yeah. And give us that length.
Yeah.
Exactly. That was kind of like his role last year, is just trying to be like the plug-in guy for when someone doesn't have it. He's got a lot of pitches, so he's still figuring it out. So I just expect him to kind of be more of that older car that takes a bit longer to start up and get really cruising. So I think he's trending in the right direction here. And like you said, yeah, you'll take this start any day of the week, especially out of, he might be plugged in as a number 5 starter.
Sure.
Yeah.
And what was really reassuring was that he threw his curveball 10 times and he got 2 whiffs. Last time he got no whiffs on that thing. So it's just those little things that set him apart where he was great towards the end of last year that he needs to find again, and he is starting to find it.
Agreed.
Long gap! And then you got Brady Singer going up against the Cards. 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 2 hits, 3 walks, 4 Ks. Again, you take this again 5 times out of 5. Because it doesn't matter if he has 9 Ks like he's been racking up. You brought him here to give you length, durability, and dependability, and that's what he gave you.
Yeah, dude, and he's got a great defense behind him, so let the boys play. They have him hitting the grounders all day. I mean, you can see what, Ellie McLean or Espinal can do when they're up the middle. So, yeah, we don't necessarily need every starter to be a strikeout dude. We have those guys that have that role already. So if you can just be a guy that can get length, that'll play well.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's great that we have now 4 good defenders for 3 positions out there. I mean, it's really making the pitching staff play up, especially our ground ball boys. And yeah, I mean, it's starting to look like a really competent team here.
Yeah, and I understand it's the Cardinals, but they still also scored a boatload of runs later and against other people. I don't know. I'm not taking this with it. I am fried. I'm just psyched that you take this and that he's doing this. Boy, I sound like a fucking idiot.
No, you're good, man. I also think, too, like, just watching pitchers in-game, like, make adjustments, as well as the team.
Yeah.
It seems like they are able to get down and not be out. They can tack on runs whenever the inning is. And I just think, like, even though this wasn't, like, his strongest start, I did feel like he showed a lot of grit in making it be a productive outing.
Yeah. And I was up close for that one and for that start. Tight zone, but he still worked around it. And an even tighter zone in that second game where Chase Petty, 2 1/3, 9 earned runs, 7 hits, 2 walks, 3 Ks. I'm not saying that he wasn't ready. I'm not going to really judge too much off of this start. What I will say is that the chart says that he threw his slider 28 times. When I was at that game, it was listed as 4-seam, cutter, sinker. They never threw up a slider. So that shows you how bad the slider was and how juiced he was and not get enough spin and movement on it because he was overthrowing it. So I was on the side for that one, so I couldn't really see the movement or too much. I saw the placement, but he just was, when you're a guy that throws a sinker and a slider like that and you're throwing it high, this is what happens.
Yeah, it sounded like he was just thrown right through the ball. It's his first outing. He's going to be jacked. I mean, you're not going to base a kid's career on the first time they step under the lights for a major league game like that. But I'm stoked for him because this is part of him, being able to get up into the majors and thrive. So, yeah, very similarly to the doubleheader in some gross rain, I'm just going to throw it out the window. But it's good for him. This is an awesome step forward. Not the results you want, but it's very rarely you see a guy come out for his first time and just dominating. But hats off to Chase Petty for making his major league debut.
Yeah, welcome to the bigs. Yeah, I think he was clearly pretty juiced. I mean, you can tell from the plot here that he was only landing strikes in the top half of the zone. Like, whenever he tried to go bottom half, it was at the shins or in the dirt. I mean, it's tough to live in the top half of the zone all the time. So I think, gets a little eased in there, gets a little bit more comfortable, and we'll see the stuff that he has in the minors where he's just keeping everyone off balance and, putting the ball wherever he wants it.
Yeah, you can't live high and middle. I mean, like, grouping in the middle is oof.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to really succeed when you're not fooling anybody going middle.
Yeah.
Not happening. Yeah, I think that now he goes back into the minors. He's like, I've got my taste of the bigs.
I mean, he obviously wasn't ready for the call either. Like, he was the 27th man for the doubleheader, so it went from, like, he was just going to make another, AAA start to, oh, my God, I'm making my big league debut.
Yeah, just spiked his emotions there. So it's a good sign that he's going to be experienced, at least has one game under his belt. So next time he's up here, I imagine those nerves will be ratcheted down a bit more, and you're going to see a bit more of a better grouping here.
Plus, it'll actually be a real call-up next time, almost certainly. Probably not another just doubleheader spot start.
Taxi day.
Yeah.
It's good to get it out of the way when it doesn't matter as much.
Yeah.
There was very little on the line. It's beginning of May. You're playing the Cards and a double deucer that you blew in the first one. So you kind of went out. You're like, just give us what you can, get through it, get your debut out of the way, and then go back down to AAA, work on controlling the bottom of the zone, calming your nerves, and then when it matters and it's next time to come up, this does not happen again.
Agreed. I think it's going to be a much different outing the next time he's up.
Yeah. And then to close it out, you had Andrew Abbott against the Cards. 4 innings pitched, no earned runs, 3 hits, 4 walks, 3 Ks. The start was cut short because of rain. So it looks like, he was a little all over the place.
Not a ton of strikes on that plot.
Not a lot. Some whiffs. He just didn't have it, and it was drizzling. Couldn't get a good grip on it. So it's a tough day, but no runs. That's cool in 4 innings. And I think if the rain wasn't there and he had to keep going, it could have got ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did seem like the balls were kind of pulling off there. You can kind of see like the spray chart there, or his pitch chart. It kind of all was falling, towards the bottom left of the zone there. So it just seemed like he just wasn't entirely with it. Could have been for any number of reasons for that day. Mm-hmm. So not something I'm going to really analyze too much. Didn't quite have it, but 4 innings, no earned runs, 3 hits. That's great.
That's nice.
Yeah.
You have anything you want to add to it?
It just wasn't his best stuff, but it was a shit day.
Yeah.
It's just a shit day.
Day.
And it was like a shit series. The weather was just terrible for the whole fucking series. So
yeah.
To split, you're lucky to get 2 out of that. Like, they were just in a funk. Also tough, like coming back from Colorado right into a 4-game set. So
yeah, no off day. Yeah, this series was ass.
Yeah.
This whole weekend has been ass with the weather. It's hard to be like truly analytical and really break it down and be like, yeah, we're getting the results we want to see, or this is what you're going to base the rest of the season on, when it's just been an actual rainforest all week.
It's all external factors, so it's tough to even dig too far deep into it.
Seriously, all these things, put an asterisk next to it and just remember what was going on. So it is very difficult to really grasp any sort of tangible things from these stats for this week, because it was just a messy garbage week.
Well, there's one start
okay.
where you're like, oh, really? Oh, Hunter Greene, dude. 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 2 hits, 2 walks, 12 Ks. Man of the people, a charitable man, one of the pizza pie. Guy is out there slinging, and if he just continues to do this, I don't care. He's your NL Cy Young winner. I don't care what Yamamoto's doing. He's doing this, over. It's over.
He looks so dominant, and just to set it up, there was a delay in the game, which can throw you off a little bit. Just kind of have to adjust, how you're amping up your emotions there. And then he gets drilled 97 miles an hour, I think in the 3rd inning, off a comebacker from Abrams, I believe. And that, I thought, he's going to come out. But he kept cruising and then proceeded to get another 6-7 strikeouts.
Yeah.
It was just an unreal performance. He just kept getting better and better and hit 14 pitches to, close out essentially that game.
Yeah.
Before the bullpen got brought in. It was amazing to see.
Yeah. He was fired up after that last strikeout too. Love to see it. His demeanor on the mound is he's pitching with the most confidence he's ever had in his career. He's up there ready to battle.
And it's weird hearing him in interviews after, because he doesn't seem to be that guy. He seems
he's so calm. Yeah.
But on the mound, he's a monster.
Yeah.
And I really like, too, the way he started off the his pitching sequence in the first. He showed the split. Mm-hmm. Normally, we've been seeing him wait till later innings to bring that out, but he introduced that, and it was just another thing to mess with the minds of the hitters, because then after that, he kept just throwing a slider a lot more.
Yeah. And his slider was either away from from righties or in on lefties. And he was coming in there with the heat, high and inside, low and outside. He's just dotting around the edges with the fastball.
Yeah.
And then being like, hey, can you catch the slider? I mean, I forget who it was, and it was a 2-2 count, and then the slider started in basically at the belt, and then came and went all the way over to the other side and hit the corner for strike 3. And he did that a couple times. You're like, ooh, he's the most locked in we've ever seen.
Yeah, there's a few other, I think, at-bats where he had some strikes weren't called for strikes, where it was just like, oh, that is right there in the black. Mm-hmm. Didn't get the call, but didn't phase him, and he just showed how dominant he can be. And I love that he controls the inside part of the plate. That just seems to be something that when some other pitchers aren't doing so well, they've lost control of that part of the plate. But when you're pumping 99 in at the corner, hats off to the Nationals for being able to foul off so many pitches. Yeah. But they just seem so what am I supposed to do?
Yeah. This is the best I can get is a foul tip.
Yeah. And you know what's coming. That's what's crazy. And and he threw the splitter 10 times, but it was just he didn't get any whiffs on it. He didn't get any called strikes. So it's out of the hitter's mind. And he's going, well, even if I can't hit this fastball, I can't hit this slider because it's, 17 miles per hour in a difference.
Yeah. And it looks the same coming out of his arm.
Yeah. I mean, the release point, it's just a one giant circle still. And that's one thing I've noticed with all of these dudes this year that I want to talk to DJ about is just was your big thing a release point? Because your guys are just same spot everywhere.
Yeah. Singers, too.
Yeah. Singers, that was the big thing I noticed. And I looked through it and I was like, nope, that's everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, it's changed Ashcraft where he's coming over the top and the cutter and the slider. Still just a circle, same release point.
I dig that. Hopefully that will help too with arms because I'm understanding that is a better way to throw for your health.
For your health.
Yeah. For your health.
For your health.
That's what we talk about on the show. Healthy things. Sponsored by bidets.
Toto bidets.
Yeah.
Because when you're here, you're family.
You're going to have to be. If you're sitting on my bowl, you're going to have to get used to some things. Some things, some sounds, some smells.
Oh, buddy. Our food group, our power pyramid. Nick Lodolo did not have a good start on Saturday. 5 1/3, 10 hits, 7 runs, 6 earned, 2 walks, 4 Ks. Gave up a bomb. We were there. I think we now need to officially have a funeral for the Nick Lodolo 2022, 2023, 2024 curveball. R.I.P. It's done.
Yeah, it seems like he has changed the shape of it officially, and he's sacrificing some Ks for more ground balls and probably a better ERA and better health.
And better for your health.
Yeah, and I'm curious about it. Do you think he's changing this because of the blister situation, or do you think has some other things tactically for ground balls?
Probably more because of the recurring back injuries
And lower body.
Bringing it down a little is going to put less pressure on the back rather than getting that absolutely hammer curveball in there. Because it's not a bad curveball. I mean, he got 3 whiffs on it, and he wasn't even controlling it well. So there's still some juice to that pitch, but it's not the back foot curveball that we saw for years.
That is so pretty and why we fell in love with him.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of the best pitches on our pitching staff for that entire run.
But then you're like, oh, well, he's got another leg issue, another foot issue.
Yeah, lower body just not holding up well, especially with that delivery that he's got. A
lot of torque.
Yeah.
Man got that torque.
Well, the problem is that pitch got me torqued up.
Yeah, it's a bummer, but I don't think I'm not necessarily concerned because he's such a strong professional pitcher that he'll be able to figure out how to make that work for him now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, it was cold and rainy on like we said earlier, and Saturday was especially cold. So I'm going to cut him some slack there. But God, I just wanted that curveball back.
Yeah, it was nice seeing people swing and miss and hit their back foot. That was always like humiliating for him.
Oh yeah, but now I get it, and if he can give us length and stay healthy, I'll be happy because it's not the curveball. It's not just coming up, going down, and hitting that back foot. It is moving laterally more, and almost looking more like a slurve.
Yeah.
And that's going to generate a lot of ground balls, and that's going to complement the fastball and the changeup more. So you're using that to prop up those other two pitches to deepen your arsenal to be able to go later into games.
Yeah, and if you can figure out how to make that appear as more of a strike, I think that again will generate some more swings and hopefully ground balls.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it has. It's just Saturday was shit and complete ass. So we'll see him in the next start this week where he has some decent weather.
Yay.
And some warmth, hopefully.
Georgia, here we come.
Yeah, buddy.
Georgia. Oh, no more lyrics. I don't have to pay for it. Let's talk about our bullpen, which we already gave them. They rained this week. So let's dive in a little deeper. Alexis Diaz is now in AAA. Good riddance.
Yeah.
Watching his last outing, I was sitting right there. I was 2 rows away from it. And I watched him not get a call on the inside corner. And then he hit the dude. And then went into long counts and just caught shelled.
Yeah, he is not adjusting well. Where it seems like other pitchers, maybe they get in a situation where they are getting, squoze a bit, or it's just not their best stuff. It seems like Alexis has no answer for that other than to just completely unravel. And that's a good way to describe his pitching windup is just unraveling.
Yeah.
So you've talked about that before of how, there's one of 30 things in those mechanics that you have to address and have to be lined up perfectly. So he's a lot to have to coach, I would imagine.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, he's a Goldberg machine. So if one little thing's off, if that pencil doesn't move and hit the ramp and make the marble go down, Wallace is not getting his eggs for breakfast. Okay? So, and watching everything was just flat. Everything was flat. The slider and the two-seamer didn't even move. It just, at 93, it just straight. And then the slider, just a little bit, just a touch. And that slider, I forget who hit that homer off the slider at the top of the zone, but it was just it moved to the sweet spot.
Yeah.
And I was like, they just knew what he was doing.
Yeah. I mean, I just hope this is a lengthy stay in AAA for him. He's got a lot to work on. And just let him suck down there until he can find it. I mean, as long as everyone is healthy up here, we won't need him.
Right.
Bullpen's fine without Alexis.
Yeah, and I wanted to see him succeed. I wanted to see him do better, but it's becoming more and more evident that there's a lot of stuff that he needs to address back in AAA.
Yeah. I mean, that all-star appearance feels like a lifetime ago at this point.
Yeah.
It just has not been that pitcher for so long. So hopefully down in a zero stress environment, he can just hammer out whatever he's got to do. I mean, almost become a new pitcher at this point.
Yeah.
A lot of work to do on the mechanics.
He's got to unlearn a lot of things.
A lot of bad habits. Yeah.
Yep. And I believe this is his first time in AAA. He skipped AAA when they called him up.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And you'll learn how to hold on base runners.
Yeah.
I don't know, a basic tenet of pitching.
Yeah.
That was so crazy when that got exposed. Just about how it's we can just run free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like when the dinosaurs realized there was no electricity in the fences. And they're like, we can just fucking run around.
Yeah.
We're free.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can eat goats at our will.
Yeah. I've always wanted to try Samuel L. Jackson. I've been eyeing him. Luis May, his first outing, he is just dotting 99, 98 on the corners and then devastating with the slider. And also pitching the slider in the zone, 4 strikes in his first outing. Looking extremely confident, flame-throwing. And the second outing, I think that one run that got scored against him was defensive positioning.
Yeah.
How it squeaked past Ellie. They were set up for the double play. And it just, it didn't fully go his way, but still looked dominant.
Yeah. I mean, they were weak hits against him. It was, no one was squaring him up. And it's really tough to when you are just dotting 100 and then a wipeout slider. I mean, he could be a real weapon in this bullpen. And I'm glad he's up. I'm glad they're like putting him in games. I know it was mop-up duty last night, but still, put him. I was happy to see him. Like, let's get him accustomed to the majors.
Especially, too, coming off of the Alexis situation where you see, like, here's the problem, but all of a sudden, here's a possible good solution right here.
Yeah.
Which I don't want to, like, get ahead of ourselves here because he still has some development to do, but, oh, boy. The stuff we did see when he was in there,
Yeah, dude, it's like, oh, yeah, there's the future. Here it is.
Yeah, so that looks so nice. And, yeah, he was just spotted so well.
Yeah, and Graham Ashcraft this week faced 12 batters and had 7 strikeouts in 4 innings pitched. Went out there and pitched 3 innings in an appearance this week.
And he's digging it, man.
Loves it.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I can be the dog.
Yeah.
I can come in any time. This is great. That's perfect for him. He doesn't have to think about length and worrying about all these pitches. He's like, no, go out there and fire as hard as you can for 1, 2, mostly innings.
Yeah. And have fun, buddy. Go get him.
Yeah.
So, and if Maxwell can figure it out, like we said, if he can figure it out, yeah. So, great week for the pen, except if your name is Alexis Diaz, then it's not a great week. Yeah, man, it's just such a shame. But
Well, we don't want to have to worry about him anymore.
no, we won't have to see him for a while. We'll kind of like keep tabs, and if he does stuff, and we're like,
I'd be happy to have him back, but he has to really regain a lot of trust in this organization.
yeah, and it's gonna take a minute.
Yeah.
So we'll see. And then the boys out in the field. Tyler Stevenson is back. Woo! In his 2 games, he looked good at the dish. 2 doubles, 2 RBIs, and the Reds are carrying all 3 of the backstops.
In this home, we carry 3 backstops. Do it.
Because when you're here, you catch. Dude, how hyped are we that we're carrying all 3 of them?
Yeah. How could you not? Wins has earned his spot on this roster. Until that bat cools off, why not?
Yeah, dude. It seems crazy that the production we were getting from the catcher's position it is the best in the majors.
Yeah.
And so to say, like, if you would have told me that, like, when Tyler Stevenson was going out, I just would have been thrilled to death. And the fact that he comes up was like, oh, I see what we're doing here, boys.
Yeah.
Oh, we're being productive? All right. So he gets 2 doubles in his first outing. So good to see that. And I can't wait to see him produce more, and we'll see what we're going to do with the 3 catches here. But so far, I like it, baby.
Yeah. Wins only played in 1 game. He had 3 plate appearances and no hits. So that's the first time in this entire season where you're like, oh, Austin Wins went hitless?
Yeah.
He didn't go 3 for 3 with 6 RBIs.
Just have to double check the box score. Oh, he really did.
Yeah, not really winsing out there. I'll go. I get it.
Get out of here.
Okay. Tyler Stevenson, he's starting to heat up this week. Homer and 286 on the week. He's having more competitive ABs.
Spencer Steer is starting to heat up.
You said Tyler Stevenson.
Son of a bitch. Thank you. Okay, well, I gotta go. Like I said, my brain jello. Gooby goo. Okay, let's take it back. Spencer Steer is also starting to heat up. He had a homer. It was 286 on the week. He's also having more competitive ABs. Having that double at the corner on Saturday night. I mean, just making better decisions, looking good.
Pulling the ball.
This is the guy we know and love.
Yeah.
I think we're about to see. I think this next week. This is my hot take for the week. The week of Spencer Steer. I almost said Tyler Stevenson again. I was fumbling through it, and I was like, Spencer Steer.
I don't think you're going to be wrong.
Stevenson.
It might be a duel week for the boys. I think Ty Steves and Spencer Steer could combine and do some really great stuff here. And I'm glad they gave Spencer like the bandwidth to get, see plenty of pitches and work through some of this stuff, because he is going to be such a strong component of this. We know what he can do.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that he is trending in a very good direction here.
Yeah. So are we saying that Spencer Steer and Tyler Stevenson are about to H-clap the Braves and the Astros?
That was precisely what I was saying.
Okay, cool. I was saying it in, a more data-driven analysis kind of way.
No. It's in here. We got the data for it. Yeah.
How long does it take for them to form the Eiffel Tower?
We will find out. We have the formula.
That's right. I got it on Savant. They've added more numbers to the bat speed tracking and the H clapping. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. I
and
forgot.
They're both way in the red.
Man, they are in the 99th percentile. Also, Santiago Espinal just flat hits 563, 588, 688 with a weighted runs created plus of 254 in 5 games. Dude, you just got to keep him in the field.
Yep. Yeah. And he plays great defense, and it should be easy to keep him in the lineup.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a bad man, dude. And especially, too, with Ty Steves coming back here, where they're trying to work in DHing for him, as well as still giving Matty McClain some time to rest his legs. I think that will just be another incentive to have them pump Santiago into the lineup. Because he's producing, dude.
Yeah, and with Marte cooling off this week, you know, you can be like, all right, well, he was hotter than piss. Mm-hmm. So then you just flip him in and go, all right, now we can split and kind of in and out and rotate around at third, rotate in at second. So he's just, I don't know, like the perfect utility player.
And with Hayes being out, too. Having him, he's playing the outfield today.
Oh, yeah. He's in left.
Yeah.
I think so. So, yeah, man, I love what we're seeing with some of these players of, like, forcing Tito. It's like, you're going to have to take me out of the lineup because I'm not giving you any reason to.
Yep. Yeah. Force him to play you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Be undeniable. And that's what Santiago Espinal is at the moment. Tyler Callahan got called up. He had his first hit, an RBI on Saturday. How long's the stay going to be? As soon as Austin Hayes and his hamstring are back on the same page?
Yeah. I mean, it depends on how much he hits. I think when Hayes gets healthy, it'll be Callahan or Blake Dunn going down.
Yeah,
whoever's hotter.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about going into the game on Saturday. You don't think Blake Dunn's getting that fair of a shake?
Well, it's a good problem that we don't have many at bats to give Blake Dunn, but at the same time, like tough to get some consistency going when you're getting 5-6 at bats a week.
Yeah, which
is a good problem to have. I don't really. It's good that Dunn doesn't get more at bats, but also it's bad for him. And this is how you can create a quad A players by not like giving a talented guy a fair shake and letting him get that consistency down. But hey, he's still on the roster. I'm sure he's still loving that. So
yeah, getting that paycheck. And I agree. I think there was times where seeing Blake Dunn where he was going to maybe take the next step. Things were starting to click a little bit, but then again, then not playing consistently. Yeah. It's hard for him to generate momentum like that, so you do feel for him, but at the same time, it's one of the more minor problems that we do have and are blessed to be kind of in that situation I to some degree. But, yeah, you feel like he could be a better player if he did get more regular playing time.
Yeah, but tough shit, bud.
Yeah, there's not really much we can do about it.
I mean, with Fraley starting to hit, it's just like those were going to be his at-bats, and he didn't take advantage of it while Fraley was cold, so it's, kind of on him too. But
yeah, I mean, in Fraley's 6 ABs, he's got 2 hits. That's not great, but he also has 3 walks. He's being very decisive up
only
there.
Only 1K.
Yeah, that's a recipe for success.
Yeah.
I mean, you really want your right fielder to be, I don't know, a power hitting, something that we talked about all winter, where it's like he generates runs.
But those guys are so expensive.
I know.
And Jake Fraley really isn't.
And who likes winning playoff games? Come
on. Not this town. We hate it.
Yeah.
We're adverse to it. It's only been 30 years. Well, Marte cooled down. We kind of covered that. McClain didn't have a great week when you look at the box, but when you watch his ABs getting into a lot of deep counts, and when he sees one he likes, he is still drilling it. It's just short of the wall.
Yeah, I think the times that he has been hitting balls in the air, it's been warning track power, so it feels like he's just missing it. Mm-hmm. And if you look at the balls that he puts in play, I think he has 100% lower average of getting on base when he does, and that's in that luck or bad luck category.
Sure.
So again, very similar to Spencer Steer. It'll just take a little bit of time. I'm not concerned about it, but I am so looking forward to when Matty McClain is back to being Mighty Matt.
Yeah, and Mighty Matt could be around if he gets lucky this week.
Yeah.
I mean, we're looking at some not great pitching matchups for our boys. which we'll get to. But what do you think about Matty Ice?
I mean, he's still running like a low 200s BABIP, which is unsustainable for a guy with his speed and contact rates. So he's going to get better. He's been having some great ABs, getting longer into counts, and I think it's just a matter of time.
Yep. I think it's just going to happen. He's not going to be a part of the H-clap duo this week. But he could. Yeah, I know. Make it a trio, dude. The Three Musketeers out there.
Yeah, we could.
Just slapping hands and being buddies, you know?
Yes. Twiddling swords. Had to really tone it down.
For the people!
All for one and one for A. That's not mine.
Yeah, no. Oh, I unsheathed the wrong meat sword. Let's look at the folks who got hurt and what's going on here. Wade Miley, lower body injury, like we talked about, where it's like we don't know what this injury really is. So I guess it's just a slight groin pull. MRI ruled out anything serious, but Wade still feels a little uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. He's an older guy, and I can't wait for when he is healthy because it'll be fun to have him, in the pitching staff.
Yeah. Austin Hayes, God damn it, just tweaked his hamstring again. Yeah, we'll be back soon-ish. Probably when they get back from Houston is when he'll probably be here.
Yeah, it sounded pretty minor. I mean, this is one of those situations where I think he landed on the IL purely for precautionary reasons.
Mm-hmm.
I hope so, because I know that's how Tito's been playing it, but the hamstring always concerns me, just because it's one of those lingering things that can pop up anywhere.
Especially twice in a month.
Yeah. I mean, look at what happened to TJ Friel last year.
Yeah.
He was on and off constantly with that hamstring.
Nag. But at least when he was on the field, he's tearing the cover off the ball. So it's, makes you a little bit more confident. But yeah, hamstrings suck.
But now we got Tyler Stevenson back, and I think the other guy's going to start hitting well. So out of all the times to go on hopefully a short IL stint, hey, take it now.
Yeah.
This next one is interesting. Jeimer Candelario has a lumbar spine strain, or as we like to call it, the Phantom IL. Ooh.
How many different injuries did they Google before they landed on lumbar spine strain?
Oh, this one looks good.
This seems vague and also dangerous enough to where no one's going to question it.
Yeah. The lumbar, you say?
Oh, heard of that. My aunt got the lumbar once. Never played in the majors a day after.
Yeah, now my knee just clicks every day. Twice when it's raining. So, yeah, we know what this is, which is him saying, hey, man, go take a nap, lay down, think about what you've done, figure it out, and take some time away, and go on a little rehab assignment, go to AAA, and mash the cover off the ball if you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, this feels like just a come to Jesus moment here for him to reflect and just kind of allow this team to be more successful.
Yeah. Because, I mean, Terry had a chat with him going like, moving forward, just to let you know, this is the plan. And it does not really involve you. And then he went, well, actually, my back really hurts.
I've got this lumbar thing. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Yeah.
My lumbar!
Yeah, I heard the prescription is a chair from Sharper Image.
Yeah.
He's just at the mall in one of those massaging chairs at the levee.
There's a great rehab assignment.
Just with 2 bags of Funko Pops shaking them. Yeah, I collect the Thunderbolts. Dude, so yeah, I totally, this is exactly what he needs.
Yeah, man, clear your head. Hopefully you can find some positive stuff at the end of your career. You know, this happens to everybody, but we are Candyman fans. We want to see him be successful. So who knows? Maybe we'll have some nice pinch hit at bats.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll find that swing again in timing in AAA and can come back up and be a productive member of, the Reds.
Yeah. You just look at the 2023 season he had in Washington and then with the Cubs, you're like, you just hope he can capture that magic.
I want all those doubles.
Yeah. Give
Seriously.
him that could also become home runs.
Yeah.
And so far it has not been that, and this has been a failure, but he could turn it around. I mean, he could turn it around, and if he doesn't, we'll go from there. But in the meantime, we can just put him in the back of our minds, and we don't have to really complain or bitch about him until he comes back and he continues to be what the professionals call ass.
Technical term.
Technical.
I expect you to understand.
I read it on Fangraphs.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
one of their new metrics.
He's in the 90th percentile of ass.
Of ass. Assisted swing sucking. Ass. Oh, boy. Turn. He's, on the IL. He's got a right shoulder impingement.
Yeah, the impingement boys.
The impingement boys. CES. He hit off a tee on the 28th. He's going to get another ejection in his lower back. If he recovers, he can get more aggressive baseball activity, but there's no target return date for him. So that's scary as shit. Mm-hmm. That means he could be out till June.
Well, I'm not even entirely sure if there was any specific thing that happened to him other than just being beat up, unless there's something else that we are unaware of here. But yeah, you're really hoping that CES was going to be a big factor in mashing balls this year, and he's done some great stuff, especially defensively, of elevating his game. So this is something that is irritating, and I'd love to know more. But at the same time, I hope it's not bad stuff.
Yeah, the designation of lower back inflammation is not helpful.
No.
It's like, just in general?
Yeah, it's huge down there. It looks like 3 backs.
I mean, with all that cake down there, you got to support it with that back. Of course it's inflamed.
He's got a lot of cake to support.
Yeah, he does. Cake by the ocean. Boy, howdy. And it's the Pacific one, the big one. Because, not letting us know what it is, knowing that getting those shots suck.
Yeah.
I mean, needles this long. And just ice and getting a chair with Jeimer at the mall is not just going to be enough to help him. And this is a guy we banked on hitting 30 homers. We're like, this is the guy, this is the power, this is it. And it's not come. So,
Yeah, a little scary, but hopefully the other guys that are filling the spots, like Marte and others, and Espinal too, can be able to fill and produce very similarly to where we saw with the catchers.
Yeah. One thing I forgot to mention while we were talking about the batters, did Ellie get on base last night?
I really hope
he
I was
did.
out
Yeah.
of it.
So the streak's still alive.
Yeah.
So he's at...
Yeah, because he ripped that double, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
So he's at 30... He's at how many games now? 32?
32.
32 games on base streak.
Nice.
That's insane.
Yep.
For a guy we're like, man, we're so worried about his strikeouts. 32 straight games being on base.
Yeah, dude, and they aren't just coming off of it's a scattering of ways he's getting on, and he's able to do some of the things like drop balls into the opposite field where he's going deeper into counts and not necessarily taking that all or nothing swing and being able to see an off speed pitch into the barrel of his bat and just dump it for a single or a double. It's been great to see.
Wait, 22 games. Sorry. A 22 game on base streak. Mm-hmm. Which is like more than half the games.
Yeah.
Seriously, yeah. So, I mean, that's awesome to see. That's the part of his game we're talking about, enhancing to make him to be the best superstar that we think he's going to be.
Yes. And just anytime he's on base, he's just chaos.
Yeah, let your speed wreck the game,
Yeah.
It'll make him make mistakes. I mean, throw the ball into center while you're trying to steal second. Like, there's a lot you can do just with the speed alone.
Yep. We have still heard nothing about a Rhett Lauder pitching program. I mean, we've heard that he threw that bullpen on the 26th, and we haven't got any news on how it went, where he's going. No idea.
They have disappeared him.
Dude.
He's off the grid.
Dude,
They handmaid tailed him.
I heard that he's getting ready to start his assignment in El Salvador.
Oh, no! Red, no!
Red!
Off the boat! loves boats.
He loves boats. Oh, slow boats to China? Big fan.
Shipping containers? I can hang out inside? Hell yeah, I love Dexter.
Hey, look over there. It's Coach Steve. No, it's just so frustrating because we love Rhett Lauder and what he did at the end of the year. We're like, man, this guy's going to be a real tool. He's going to be like someone we can depend on at the end of the back end of the rotation. This could be a guy who forces us to have a 6-man rotation, and we haven't heard shit. I just want my Rhett Lauder.
I do too, buddy.
Okay.
I do too. But yeah, I feel you. Another big component could be for the Reds pitching staff or in the bullpen later. He was great when he was up with the Reds. Very chill, calm dude, seemingly, and just had that pitcher mentality.
Yeah, I just don't see them not keeping him long.
Yeah, well, I mean, see if they keep him stretched out at all. Like it's terrifying with it being like elbow discomfort that we just have heard nothing.
Yeah,
Nothing, which is terrifying. I mean, that bullpen session was a week ago. He would have thrown another one by now if it went well.
Uh-huh.
And since they haven't announced it, that means it didn't go well, which is, just not good.
Just tell us, because if it's TJ,
Do it now.
get it over with so then he can pitch by the middle of next season.
Yeah. I mean, they haven't even announced that he went in for testing or anything. Like any imaging at all. So it's just completely in the dark.
The lack
No
of
idea.
information is the scariest thing.
Yeah.
And he might be just fine. And maybe it's that. But let us know.
Let us know.
Say something.
No, he's playing video games, dude. He's good.
Yeah.
No, he's just getting ready to set up the tripod for the H-clap.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's being Rhett quieter right now. Soon he'll be Rhett louder.
Nailed it.
Yeah,
really
Shut it
that
down.
was awesome.
Thanks.
And that's how we close. No. Rat quieter. That's the name of this episode. I've been looking for it because I just put April into May. That's a great title. And then parentheses bullpen dominance, which I think I'll just stick with bullpen dominance, but bullpen dominance and parentheses Rhett quieter. And then people are like, Rhett quieter, and I'll be like, oh, that's a fucking listen, dumbass.
Yeah, idiots.
Idiots, listen.
Dummy.
Come
Pull
on.
them in.
I got him. See, we're talking about the people who are listening are smart, and then everyone else who isn't, dumbing.
Yeah, we love to talk down to our audience.
Yeah, talk down to him.
Yeah, you wouldn't get it.
Yeah, we don't want to belittle you or anything. Chase Burns is on fire. Went out there, 5 innings pitched, 1 run, 0 walks, 8 Ks, and looking dominant in Double-A. I mean, did you watch? I mean, he's just disgusting.
Yeah, it's pure filth right now.
We keep bringing him up. If he just keeps doing this, I mean, there's no reason to just keep him down there.
Yeah. I mean, he can at least be a productive part of our bullpen at the absolute worst. I mean, the fastball and slider are going to be perfect out of the pen. Mm-hmm. And we've seen that development path with a lot of pitchers. It's how Garrett Crochet started. It works. Like, let him come up, get 60 innings in the bigs out of the pen, and then next year he's ready for a nice innings bump, and you stretch him out as a starter.
Yep.
Yeah, see, he keeps succeeding, so yeah, I do like the idea. Like, keep pushing him up until he fails.
Yeah.
He's got nothing left to prove.
Yeah, exactly. So right now, on the path to see him later in the year from the bullpen, which I'm really hoping that we see, could potentially see something else. But I do like how it's a very yin and yang season for the Reds. When we have like one thing go wrong with one aspect of the game, like say Rhett Lauder, we get a Chase Burns succeeding.
Sure.
Alexis Diaz, May. Like all these different things that seem to be washing each other clean.
Yeah.
But hats off to Chase Burns. I couldn't put it better. Fire emoji. That's what he is.
The fire emoji from the Chattanooga Lookout's pretty great. Dude, June? If he does this 3 more times in Double-A, skip it, come on up, and you can be another weapon like Ashcraft going 2 or 3 innings.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, or what if they have another situation where a rainout forces a doubleheader? Do you think they'd bring him up for that?
He'd be the opener for sure.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Because, that's the appropriate way to have someone just be the de facto opener, or potentially we could even have Ashcraft open it and have him come out later. But, I just think we're seeing avenues, if he keeps playing this way, for him to get involved sooner than later.
Because you just can't let this sit around and rot and have bullets keep leaving the chamber.
Yeah, not dominance like this. I'm sure based on where our depth is with starting pitching, they would probably treat him with the kid gloves, maybe even put him to AAA rather than just like skip him right to the bigs.
Yeah.
Get some starts there, but it doesn't matter if he keeps doing this. He'll be in the bigs in short order.
Yeah. Very short order.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just gross. And it's not like he's throwing that slider and it's like so outside and everyone's completely fooled. It's like he's dominating.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
in
not
the
just
zone.
blowing people away with speed. He's pitching, and he has some really dominant stuff. So I think if he continues to do this, I just think it's just a matter of a situation that will occur that we bring him up.
Yep. 110%. Moving forward, the Reds are on the road. We had like I said, rubber match against the Nationals. And then 4 in Atlanta, where you got Singer versus Smith-Shawver, and then Andrew Abbott versus this prospect for the Braves, TBD.
Ooh,
Yeah.
he can slant.
Yeah, he can. Followed by their number 3 pitcher, Hunter Greene versus TBD. Then Nick Lodolo versus a bullpen day called TBD.
Getting the work in.
Man, what a good time to see the Braves.
Yeah. Yeah.
After getting shellacked by the Dodgers this weekend, they're just not together yet. The offense isn't starting to really click. You don't have to see Spencer Strider, and Acuna's still out. Man, what a great time to be! What a great time to see.
Yeah, what's the saying? It's not who you play; it's when you play them.
Yeah, this is the definition of that for sure.
Yeah, this is a great time to play the Braves.
Yeah, what do you think?
Yeah. I mean, Schwellenbach just got lit up. That he was the only good part of their rotation right now. So these TBDs should be fun.
They should be great, and it's hopefully an opportunity for the Reds to add on to that astonishing run differential. I was someone brought it up to us. They were like, "Man, look at the Reds. They're like second in the NL in run differential." I'm like, "Yeah, when you score 24 runs,
Yeah.
it kind of helps."
They did follow it up with, 3 goose eggs in a row?
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, it does average out, but yeah, some of those games really didn't help.
Really didn't help. And then they go down to Houston, the concrete swamp. You got Nick Martinez, Brady Singer, then Andrew Abbott. And then on Monday, dude, they have an off day, which they haven't had like in the schedule in, I think, 13 days?
Yeah.
So the boys get an off day.
Good. They need it.
They do need it.
You earned it, boys.
You earned it. And you feel good because the Astros, I saw it on Fangraphs, also kind of ass.
Yeah. They're not a frightening team that they have been for the past decade. So.
No. They're more like the Astros.
Yeah, it's very good.
Okay, Chris.
I got it, Billy. I wasn't making eye contact with you for a reason.
Astros. It's fun for me.
Oh, I get it now.
Oh, yeah, it gives you the extra S.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you feel good about this quick little road trip because then you come home and the next week it's the White Sox and the Pirates.
Bingo.
Whoa.
Yeah, I like that. Great time to put some money down. I'll tell you that much.
Hey, you find a betting sponsor, I'll use it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Hopefully, the Reds can win a lot of series over the next few weeks. Guardians will be a little tough, always is. But yeah, I like the schedule coming up, and the Cubs. That'll be fun.
That Cubs series is going to be excellent.
Yeah. Always fun hosting them.
And with just their offense clicking and our starting pitching and bullpen clicking, it's strength versus strength. But Kyle Tucker is going to put one in the Ohio River.
Yeah.
No doubt on my mind. It's just gonna soar and it's gonna hit the Hooters.
You know what? I hope it gets chirpy for this series.
Yep.
I want to see some people get angry. I want some rivalries to kind of dust up again.
Yeah.
And it seems like the Reds and the Cubs, at least for this year seemingly, are the 2 front runners, and I want to see some aggressive plays.
Uh-huh.
I want to see benches get a little agitated, so it keeps building all year. I just love a good rivalry, baby.
And then it's nice, like we said, next week it's the week after it's White Sox. Guards at home, then follow with at Pittsburgh. Then you've got home Cubs. Then you close the month at Kansas City and then at Chicago.
Yeah.
And Kansas City has, you've said, and I agree with you, regressed this season.
Mm-hmm.
And their starting pitching has regressed because you're not getting those same seasons out of Lugo and Waka again that you got the year before.
No, and the bullpen has been a real problem for them.
Yeah, and their offense cannot score runs.
Yeah. I think they're still dead last in home runs for all of Major League Baseball. So
Wow.
It's, yeah.
Talk about a great month.
I know, man. I'm going to see.
Not a lot of travel either. Those are some pretty easy road trips to make.
Yeah, I mean, going from Atlanta to Houston's like an hour and a half flight. Even if that.
If that, yeah.
Yeah. And then coming home against the White Sox. God, man, that's awesome. They suck. Man, that's awesome. And then when you stack those wins and you look at where they're at, I mean, they're only 2.5 behind the Cubbies. So they're 3 games behind the Cubbies at the time of recording this, before the game that happens today when we record. Okay, got it. We got that out of the way. And 1.5 back in the wild card. I mean, like, it's so early.
The wild card, baby.
Yeah, I know. I'm bringing it up.
It's never too early to start talking about wild cards.
That's right. So you can really make up some ground here and get some separation from the Brewers, the Cardinals, and the Pirates. So, yeah. Thoughts before we round third and head for home?
A lot of winnable series there. I'm just so stoked to see how this Reds team has been developing. I know there's been some issues, but man, I love when they put these guys out in the field. They tend to play hard.
Yeah. And none of what we've talked about is included. Like, man, Terry's made this call. Terry's made that call. Like, people are going on the IL when they need to go on the IL. There's some responsibility here. It's like, I don't know, a whole different ball club with a lot of the same pieces.
And the productivity is coming from so many different places. Some people you wouldn't expect that are really stepping up here. So I do like seeing. I feel that there's probably good camaraderie in the clubhouse. These guys seem to be gelling and having a good time, and it's fun to watch that.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it builds wins. I mean, that's where you got to start with the attitude.
Mm-hmm. And when you've got an easy month like this, you just keep stacking, and you'd be like, all right, how do we finish the month? 3 games up? Perfect. 4 games up? Even better.
Yeah, I mean, when we sweep the Cubs at the end of the month.
Yeah.
That'll be awesome. Reds, if you guys sweep the Cubs at the end of the month, we will take all of you out to Lux Views.
Oh,
doing it.
Oh, yeah.
I'll pay the cover.
Okay, deal. Okay,
I got
awesome.
$14
$14
for everybody. Keep it going.
I was going to say, for a 26-man roster? Yes, please. Yeah. Oh, dude, yeah. Lux, Gavin Lux gets in free since the place is named after him.
Yeah, there's a statue of him in there.
Yeah. Also, gonna need this to stick. I've been calling him it since the beginning of the year, and I'm gonna keep calling it. It's just Luxatani Phil.
Oh, okay.
It's a bit wordy for a nickname.
Hey, man, big words together, you know. Big words, big time production. So Luxatani Phil, we need that to stick.
What happens when he sees his shadow, though?
Dangers. All right, let's round third and head for home. Chris, looks like you've got a busy month.
Yeah, I got some shows coming up. If you're going to be in Bloomington, Indiana this weekend, the 9th and the 10th, I will be out there at the Comedy Attic. I will be in Louisville a couple times. I think once on the 15th at Gravely Brewing. That's a fun time. And then the 17th, I'll be at Urban Artifact here in Cincinnati for Shelter Me. It's to raise money for some local animal shelters, trying to get some dogs adopted. That'll be a really fun event. It's going to sell out. Check that out.
Yeah.
And then back in Louisville, the 22nd through the 24th. At Louisville Comedy Club. So come check it out.
Nice.
Say hey. We'll arm wrestle. We'll chug beers. Whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
We'll fight dogs.
Fight dogs. I heard they got a booth where you can put them down.
Yeah, they let you do that. It's super let you do that. You pay enough money. And they even let you actually throw it like a dart. So it's super fun.
Because Cincy cares.
We do.
That's right. Jake, what do you want to plug?
Drink Cincy Light.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Plugs. May 17th, you can see me at the Comet. That's going to be 2 super fun shows. It's called The Drinking Show. It's going to be a stand-up show mixed with drinking. Super fun. So games with the crowd, all that stuff, and booze. So, and then May 21st, if you're in Louisville, I'll be at the Louisville Comedy Club just doing that mic, just checking it out, seeing what's up down there, So that's what I got for the month. Thanks to Sports Drink for being the audio sponsor of this program. Thank you so much. Check out intheclutch.com. We've got some pretty cool stuff coming out. Promo code NASTYBOYS. 10% off. And shout out Cincy Light. Cincy Light, the spirit of Cincinnati. A delicious, refreshing crispy tip. It's a crispy boy.
We're going to have to replug in Billy here. He's misfiring a whole bunch.
Dude, someone needs to blow on my cartridge.
Not me.
No, especially after White Castle back to back. And then when I get home, am I going to have another one?
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
You will.
I am, of course. So, thank you for having us in the Fart Dunge.
Anytime. Thanks for coming. Thank you all for coming down here. Yeah.
Yeah, and the lighting, we're looking great. This is we're getting there.
Yeah, we got mic clamps, we got lights. We'll eventually make sure we get the carbon monoxide out of here. That's been an issue. We keep losing hosts and guests down here because of that poison. I've grown used to it.
Yeah.
So hopefully eventually we'll be able to figure all that out. But hey, one step at a time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Pat did not take well to the carbon monoxide.
No, he's actually laying down on the steps over there, face down.
And the mic clamps were great. We really need to promote next time that I picked us up nipple clamps too.
Yes.
We'll have to wear those. So I sent some to Tyler and Spencer because they are going to need them for the H-clap. So
Yes, they will.
they're going to need it.
Personalized nipple clamp. And they're just the right size.
It's got a little swoop that says, "Go get him, Tiger." Oh, shit. So thank you for watching and or listening. And as always, go Red Legs.
Go Red Legs.
Go Red Legs.